What would you do to protect the ones you love, to save them from harm, even if it means losing yourself in the process? These are the kinds of moral questions that Prisoner poses, a film that draws you into its disturbing world and forces you to confront your own ideas of justice and retribution. In this 2013 crime thriller, we're not only watching a police investigation unfold, we're grappling with the deepest fears and instincts of parenthood, guilt, and the lengths to which a person will go when pushed to the edge. The film begins with the kidnapping of two young girls, Anna and Joy, in a suburban neighborhood. As the investigation unfolds, the movie leads us down a dark path where justice, morality, and vengeance collide. At the center of this narrative is Keller Dover. Dover is a man whose world unravels when his daughter went missing, and his desperate actions becomes the film's moral core. On the surface, Keller is a regular father, hardworking, religious, and devoted to his family. But the kidnapping forces him into a desperate position. The crime shakes him to his core, and he quickly becomes obsessed with finding the person responsible. But the question is, at what cost? Keller's moral descent is the central arc of Prisoners. He goes from a protective father to someone who is willing to cross any line to get answers. This transformation is gradual, but as the pressure piles up, Keller becomes a man consumed by vengeance, blind to the cost of his actions. In Keller's mind, his actions are justified. Every moment spent torturing Alex, whom Keller believes is guilty, feels like an act of righteous justice. The film challenges us to ask, is Keller justified in what he's doing? How far is too far in the name of love? His wife, Grace, represents the emotional toll of his actions. She's unable to follow him down to the same dark path, and this disconnect adds another layer of tension to the family dynamic. It forces the audience to question the very nature of how love and grief can distort our sense of morality. In contrast to Keller, we have Detective Loki. Loki is a diligent, methodical detective with a strange connection to the case, as we soon learn about his own troubled past. Where Keller is all emotion and instinct, Loki represents the cold, calculating nature of the law. Loki's role in Prisoners is not just to solve the crime, but to show us what happens when the law tries to maintain order in a world that seems to have none. He's a man trying to bring justice in a chaotic world, but even he's forced to bend rules at times, especially when he begins to question the morality of the law versus Keller's more extreme actions. One of the film's most compelling aspects is its exploration of the moral gray areas between justice and vengeance. Is Keller a hero, willing to do whatever it takes to save his daughter? Or is he a man lost in his own rage, doing more harm than good? The movie doesn't give us clear answers, and that's what makes it so haunting. It mirrors a real-world ethical dilemmas where the line between good and evil is rarely clear. The maze symbolism here is significant. Throughout the film, characters talk about being lost, similar to being trapped in a maze. This is a perfect visual metaphor for Keller's journey, as he spirals further into moral ambiguity and self-doubt. Is he in control? Or has he, like his daughter, become lost in a place like he can't escape? The director masterfully uses atmosphere to amplify the tension and sense of doom in Prisoners. The film's cinematography is rich with shadows and muted tones, reflecting the darkness of the characters' psyches. The rain, the dimly lit interiors, and the ever-present feeling of being trapped visually echo the emotional state of characters. The rain especially acts as a constant symbol of emotional turmoil and hopelessness. Every character seems to be washed away by it, literally and metaphorically. It's a visual cue that the line between right and wrong is as blurred as the streets in the rain. The movie's ending is a testament to the director's commitment to ambiguity. As we reach the film's conclusion, the fate of Keller remains uncertain. The film's final shot, which leaves us questioning the consequences of Keller's action, is a deliberate choice. Prisoners don't tie everything up neatly. It forces us to live with the questions. By leaving the audience uncertain, the film pushes us to reflect on our own sense of justice and whether we too might have crossed lines in the name of what we believe is right. At its core, Prisoner is a meditation on human nature, guilt, and the limits of what we're willing to do for the ones we love. It's a film that refuses to provide easy answers, offering instead a deep dive into the moral complexities of parenthood, justice, and vengeance. And for that reason, it remains one of the most powerful and unsettling crime thrillers of all time.